I made Steph Curry 7 feet tall. And we all know that Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. And he's only a little guy. I mean, he's a 6'3" point guard. He's one of 2 small guards to actually win a championship as the best guy on that team, him and Isaiah Thomas. But what if he was 7 feet tall? What if he was as tall as Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, and all the other great bigs in the league today? How good would Steph really be? Well, the good news is we are going to be finding that out here in today's video, as we have a 21-year-old Steph Curry, 7 feet tall, 229 pounds. This guy's a giant, and honestly, it just does not look right seeing Steph this big. He's still going to be a point guard, so he's basically Ben Simmons, but with an amazing jump shot. Bro, Simmons, your ass needs to get in the lab and start shooting. I mean, I think it's probably too late at this point. The dude is already checked out after 6 years in the NBA. Regardless, Steph is going to be on the Warriors with Jason Richardson. J.R. Smith is here as well. This team is honestly not the greatest. Now, for the entire NBA right now, T-Mac is actually tied for the best player in the NBA. He's a 97. Tim Duncan's also 97, along with KG. Kobe is still on the Lakers. LeBron on the Cavs. Just won back-to-back MVPs, I believe. You got Melo, who actually joined the Miami Heat. CP3 is on the Washington Wizards. Dirk is still on the Mavs. And now we are going to go on and see how good he can be as a 7-foot point guard instead of being a small guard, obviously. If you guys do enjoy videos like this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video that I put out. And now let's see if Steph can go down as the GOAT if he was 7 feet tall. LeBron is going to go ahead and win the MVP, averaging 31, 10, and 7. The Rookie of the Year will go to Blake Griffin. The Sixth Man to AK-47, and the DPOY also to LeBron. Steph Curry is not going to make any of the All-NBA teams, but he would end up making the rookie team. The first team averaging 17, 2, and 5. 2 rebounds as a 7-footer is kind of wild. I did adjust his tendencies as well, so I'm kind of surprised at the fact that he only averaged 2 rebounds a game at 7 feet. The Warriors would end up being the 6th seed, going 42 and 40. Minnesota was at the top of the West. In the East, it was the Magic, who did just win the NBA title last season. LeBron's going to lead the NBA in scoring at 31 a game, followed by Kobe's 28. Melo was up there, who is on the Miami Heat. Very weird pairing, but actually, he was supposed to be a part of that big three instead of Chris Bosh, the Banana Boat Trio. Chris Bosh, speaking of the devil, he's on the Pistons, averaging 27 a game. Stoudemire averaged 28, and we would end up losing in the second round in 6 games to the Dallas Mavericks. As the Magic are going to go back-to-back, T-Mac again is your finals MVP, averaging 33, 7, and 7. They would beat the Mavs. John Wall is going to go first overall to the Celtics. Boogie Cousins will be going to the Kings. PG-13 to the Thunder. Steph now is up to an 89 overall. Still 22 years old. Very young. He's got a lot of time to grow. Bargnani is on our team now. I believe we signed him in the offseason. I mean, he was averaging 23 and 11 a game last year. LeBron will go ahead and win another MVP. The Rookie of the Year to John Wall. The Sixth Man to DeMar DeRozan, and the DPOY also to LBJ. As again, Steph Curry is not going to make any of the All-NBA teams. Kind of surprised by that, but it is what it is. He would end up averaging 24, 8, and 4 a game on 50, 40, 90. That should be good enough for an All-NBA team, if you ask me at least. The Warriors would end up being the 3 seed as we went 48 and 34. Minnesota again is the best team in the West, and in the East it is the Cavs. LBJ again is going to lead the NBA in scoring, followed by Kevin Durant. CP3 was up there. Melo, Amari Stoudemire, Gilbert Arenas, and of course yours truly, Chef Curry. And just like Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, we got absolutely bent over by MJ's son. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but the Mavs are going to destroy us, swept us in the first round, as the Orlando Magic are going to 3-peat. T-Mac again is your finals MVP. They would dominate the Timberwolves in 5 games in the finals, and that is 3 straight titles for the Magic. Shaq has finally decided to retire after 19 years. He stayed with the Lakers. He didn't go all across the NBA on a tour from Phoenix to Cleveland to Boston. Kawhi is going to go first overall to the Celtics. Kyrie will be going to the Spurs. Kemba Walker to the Sixers. Tristan Thompson will be going to the Trailblazers. Klay Thompson will be going to the Warriors. Steph now is up to a 92 overall, one of the best players in the entire league at this point. I mean, only guys like CP3, KG, Kevin Durant, Kobe, LeBron, Tim Duncan, and T-Mac, who is a multiple-time MVP and multiple-time finals MVP. So Steph is definitely getting up there. Klay Thompson is going to start out at a 78 overall, but we know he will grow. Tracy McGrady is going to go ahead and win the MVP. The Rookie of the Year to Kyrie. The Sixth Man to Brandon Jennings, and the DPOY again to LeBron James. As Steph Curry will will finally make the All-NBA first team, averaging 28, 9, and 4 a game again on 50, 40, 90 splits. He might end up as the greatest player of all time at this point. Obviously, he's got a long way to go, as the Golden State Warriors are not going to have a great regular season. We were the 7th seed, going 45 and 37. New Orleans was the best team in the West, and we are going to end up losing in the very first round yet again, this time to the Phoenix Suns in 6 games, as the Indiana Pacers will go on and win the NBA title. Russell Westbrook is your finals MVP, averaging 29 and 10 as they dominated the Hornets. The greatest Canadian basketball player of all time, Steve Nash, has retired after 16 years. Anthony Davis is going to go first overall to the Utah Jazz. Andre Drummond is going to the Lakers. Brad Beal to the Sixers. Harrison Barnes will be going to the Cavs. Steph Curry now has exploded to superstar status. He's a 95 overall, 24 years old. Now on the Warriors, obviously Klay Thompson now is up to an 81 overall. We also drafted Draymond Green, just like in real life. Derrick Rose is going to go ahead and win his very first MVP. The Rookie of the Year will go to AD. The 6th man to Kyrie, and the DPOY again to LeBron James. Steph Curry is going to make the first team, averaging 30, 10, and 5 on 50, 40, 90 splits. 98% from the free throw line. By far the best season he has had so far in his career. The Warriors are not going to have a great regular season, as we went 41 and 41, grabbing the 7th seed. The Dallas Mavericks were the best team in the West, and in the East, it was the Charlotte Bobcats. Steph Curry is going to lead the NBA in scoring at 30 a game, followed by Russell Westbrook's 28. T-Mac also averaged 30. Melo was up there. Gordon Hayward, LeBron averaged 25. And finally, Steph Curry has made the NBA Finals up against the Orlando Magic, who of course do have Tracy McGrady, who's probably one of the best players of all time in the simulation. So we are going to go ahead and see if Steph can beat him and win his very first ring in his NBA career. And unfortunately, it does not look like we are going to win it, as we choke a Game 7 away to the Orlando Magic. Tracy McGrady is again your Finals MVP. He now has 4 rings and 4 Finals MVPs. He averaged 38 a game in the series, which is crazy. Victor Oladipo will go first overall to the Cavs. Rudy Gobert to the Raptors. Giannis will be going to the Pistons. Steph Curry now is up to a 96 overall, entering the prime of his career at 25 years old. Klay Thompson's up to an 85. Draymond's an 80. So we are improving year by year. We did make the Finals last year, so that's definitely an improvement. Kevin Durant is going to win the MVP, averaging 30 a game. The Rookie of the Year will go to Giannis. The 6th man to Kyrie, and the DPOY again to LeBron James. Every simulation I do, literally one guy dominates the DPOY. Steph will again make the first team, averaging 30, 10, and 5 again. Pretty similar numbers to last season. On the first team alongside him will be Kevin Durant, LeBron, Boogie Cousins, and Russell Westbrook. Golden State would be the 3 seed, as we went 48 and 34. Portland damn near won 60 games in the West, and in the East it was the Pacers being the 1 seed. Steph and KD are both going to average 30 a game. Kyrie averaged 27. Russell Westbrook was up there. Gordon Hayward averaged 30 a game. This dude's been going off the last couple of years. And somehow we got swept in the very first round by the Sacramento Kings. As the Dallas Mavericks will go on and win the title, Derrick Rose is your Finals MVP, averaging 23 and 11, as they beat LeBron and the Cavs in 5 games in the Finals. Ray Allen is out of here after 18 years. Mike Bibby is gone as well, hopefully going to get jacked like he did in real life. I mean, that dude was shredded after he retired. Joel Embiid will go first overall to the Clippers. Zach LaVine has gone to the Grizzlies. Jokic to the Timberwolves. Aaron Gordon to the Rockets. Andrew Wiggins to the Raptors. Steph is still a 96 overall. Klay Thompson's up to an 88. Meanwhile, Draymond is still only an 80. Hopefully he can get a lot higher as we go along here. Bargnani is our starting center, an 85 overall. Russ is going to win the MVP, the Rookie of the Year to Jokic. Kyrie will take home the 6th man, and LeBron is going to dominate the DPOY. Steph Curry will end up making the second team, averaging 25, 10, and 5 a game. A slight step back from last season. I mean, at least points-wise. Going to be alongside D. Rose, Melo, Chris Bosh, and Nikola Jokic, 20 years old as a rookie. Warriors, again, are going to be the 3 seed, this time going 53 and 29. Dallas was the 1 seed in the West, and in the East, it was the Charlotte Hornets, as they went 57 and 25. And again, I don't know how, but we ended up losing to the Kings in the very first round, this time in 6 games. We are literally allergic to winning in the playoffs, As the Utah Jazz will go on and win the title, Eric Gordon is your finals MVP, averaging 29 and 5. AI is out of here after 19 years. Jermaine O'Neal is gone. Chauncey Billups, Stephon Marbury. Pingus Pingus will go first overall to the Clippers. Karl Anthony Towns to the Pistons. D'Lo will be going to the Knicks. Miles Turner to the Grizzlies. D-Book to the Nets. Steph Curry now has hit his official prime. 27 years old, 98 overall. Klay Thompson's up to an 88, and Draymond is still down at an 80. Now, Steph so far has had good regular season numbers. No playoff success, no MVPs or chips at all. Derrick Rose will win another MVP. The Rookie of the Year is going to go to D'Lo. The sixth man also to D'Lo. And finally, somebody else is going to win the DPOY as Rudy Gobert will take it. Now, Steph Curry is not going to make any of the All-NBA teams. Are you kidding me? A 97 overall Steph. Now, for the season, Steph is going to average 35, 12, and 7 a game. How many games did he play? I mean, he only played 43 games, so he was injured for a while, and that's why he didn't make any of the All-NBA teams. The Warriors would end up still staying afloat. We got the 4 seed going 49 and 33. Utah damn near won 60 games in the West. Absolutely no surprise here as we got dominated by the Timberwolves in 5 games in the very first round. And the Dallas Mavericks will go on and win the NBA title. Derrick Rose is your finals MVP, averaging 41 and 9. Kevin Garnett is out of here after 21 years, never left Minnesota, just like pretty much every other video I did. Players literally do not move in this game. I have no idea why. They just don't. They don't leave teams. They stay there for basically their entire careers. Ben Simmons is going to go first overall to the Raptors. Brandon Ingram to the Wizards. Jaylen Brown will be going to the Pistons. Steph now is up to a 97 overall, 28 years old. Klay Thompson's up to a 90. We picked up Kevin Love in the offseason as well. He was on the Charlotte Hornets, averaging 25 and 12. He's a 90, and Draymond Green is an 87. Finally, Steph is going to go on and win his very first MVP as he averages 32, 11, and 7 a game. The Rookie of the Year will go to Ben Simmons. The 6th man, Andre Hunter, and the DPOI back to LeBron. Steph obviously made the first team alongside D Rose, LeBron, KD, and Boogie Cousins. The Warriors would be the 1 seed as we went 64 and 18 in the West. It was the Boston Celtics who went 52 and 30. Derrick Rose is going to lead the NBA in scoring somehow, even though Steph averaged 32 a game. Gordon Hayward was up there. He's been doing very good. CP3 averaged 26. Boogie Cousins was up there. Russ, LeBron, Kawhi. And just like that, we are back in the NBA Finals. This time up against the Celtics, who do have John Wall, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard. A big 3 in Boston. It's going to be tough to beat, but we got our big 3 of our own. So let's see if Steph can go on and win his very first ring in his NBA career. And finally, Steph Curry has done it. He has led the Warriors to their very first title as a 7-foot point guard. It's taken them a little bit. And finally, we won our very first ring. We beat the Celtics in 4 games in the finals, sweeping them in the process. As Steph Curry is going to be able to raise his very first Larry O'Brien trophy, even though we have a Boston Celtics player literally there celebrating with the team. There is Steph. A 7-foot Steph Curry just does not look right. And I guess the finals MVP is going to go to the guy who was playing for the Boston Celtics. 2K, you need to fix this, man. Steph had a casual 47, 15, and 11 in the closeout game. And of course, Steph Curry would be the finals MVP, averaging 32, 14, and 9 a game. The best player in the league, Jason Tatum, is going to go first overall to the Timberwolves. Donovan Mitchell to the Grizzlies. Kuzma will be going to the Knicks. Lauri Markkanen to the Nuggets. Lonzo Ball to the Lakers, just like it should be. Steph is still a 97 overall. Klay's a 90. Kevin Love's a 90. And Draymond Green still an 88. So this core 4 can definitely lead us to another championship. Steph is going to go back-to-back, winning another MVP, this time averaging 30, 10, and 8, the Rookie of the Year to De'Aaron Fox. The 6th man, Dame Lillard, and LeBron is going to win the Defensive Player of the Year award, of course. Why wouldn't he? On the first team, we have Steph, Chris Paul, LeBron, KD, and Boogie Cousins, who is averaging 27 and 12, which he did do in his prime. The Warriors, again, are the 1 seed as we went 61 and 21, and in the East, it was the Boston Celtics, who we did play in the NBA Finals. We could have another matchup on our hands here. And we are back in the NBA Finals, this time up against the Indiana Pacers, who do have Russ, Kevin Durant as a duo, so they should be a very tough team to beat. And the Warriors are going to go back-to-back, winning their 2nd straight title here in the Curry era. As a 7-foot Steph Curry obviously is going to be very, very good, as we have gone back-to-back here in the NBA. Beating the Pacers in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. It was a very, very close series. Could have gone either way, honestly. Fortunately for us, the Warriors will be taking home the Larry O'Brien trophy for the second straight season. Kevin Love had 49 and 17 in the closeout game. Kevin Love is going to be your finals MVP, averaging 28, 13, and 2, as we did beat the Pacers in Game 7. Steph, I believe, was injured. His last game was against the Utah Jazz in the conference finals, so he did not even play in the finals, and we still ended up winning. Kobe is out of here after 22 years, 39 years old, still averaging 20 a game until the end. Luka is going to go first overall to the New York Knicks, DeAndre Ayton to the Bucks, Trae Young to the Hornets, Marvin Bagley to the Sixers, Mo Bamba to the Thunder, Miles Bridges to the Lakers, Never Swing the Rock is going to be going to the Grizzlies, Shea is gone to the Hawks, Colin Sexton to the Kings, Steph is still chilling at a 97 overall, Kevin Love's a 90, and Klay Thompson 89. Draymond Green's also up there at an 88. I mean, this team, as long as we're under contract for at least the next like 4 years, we can contend. Steph is going to go ahead and win another MVP, this time averaging 30, 10, and 8. The Rookie of the Year will go to Luka. The sixth man is Zach LaVine, and the DPOY again to LeBron James, who is now the greatest defensive player in the history of the game. Obviously, Steph's going to be on the first team alongside Russ, AD, Kevin Durant, and Boogie Cousins. Golden State is going to be the 1 seed again, this time going 64 and 18, and in the West, it was the Indiana Pacers who went 59 and 23. And we have a rematch of last season between the Golden State Warriors and the Indiana Pacers in the finals. So let's see if Steph can grab his third ring of his career and a three-peat at the same time. Steph and the Warriors have pulled off the very first three-peat since the early 2000s with Kobe and Shaq on the Lakers. As we defeated the Pacers in 6 games in the finals, we have dominated them. Well, not exactly dominated. I mean, we won in Game 7 last year, and now 6 this year, as Steph is going to be able to get that Larry O'Brien trophy for the 3rd time in his career, as the Warriors now are officially a dynasty in the NBA. In the closeout game, Curry had 42, 8, and 15, a dominant game. He only shot 8 of 21 from the field, but, I mean, we won, so who really cares? Obviously, Steph is going to be our finals MVP, averaging 33, 8, and 10 a game. Ja Wick is going to go first overall to the Toronto Raptors. Zion is gone to the Hawks in Atlanta. Tyler Hero to the Pelicans. RJ Barrett to the Spurs. This Warriors team is still very good, Steph being the leader at a 97 overall. Steph is going to win another MVP, this time averaging 31, 10, and 8. The Rookie of the Year will go to Zion. The sixth man is Zach LaVine. And Draymond Green will end up winning the Defensive Player of the Year award. On the first team, we obviously have Steph, Russ, Kevin Durant, AD, and Nikola Jokic. Again, the Warriors are the best team in the entire league. We won 66 games. In the East, the Pistons won 65. They do have Jaylen Brown and Giannis, as well as Chris Bosh and Karl Anthony Towns on their team. They have a pretty good squad overall. And predictably, we are going to end up meeting them in the NBA Finals. We know they have a very good team, but we do as well. And the Warriors have done it. 4-peating in the modern NBA is literally crazy. The first team to do so since the Celtics way back when. Probably most of you guys watching this video were not even alive when the Celtics were dominating. It's Bill Russell, so for the Warriors to do this, I mean, 4 straight titles is something crazy. Definitely a dynasty, maybe the best ever, as Steph is going to be able to get that Larry O'Brien trophy for the 4th time in his career. He's got 4 in real life, and now he has 4 as a 7-footer in the NBA. Curry is going to be the finals MVP, averaging 45, 10, and 9 a game, almost a 45-point triple-double. Paul Gasol has retired, as well as Amari Stoudemire. Sean Livingston is gone. Monte Ellis is out of here. Anthony Edwards will go first overall to the Spurs. Tyrese Halliburton to the Raptors. LaMelo Ball to the Pels. James Wiseman to the Hawks, Obi Toppin to the Bucks. Steph is still going to be a 97 overall. Klay Thompson's a 90, Kevin Love 90, and Draymond's only an 86, but it doesn't really matter. We're literally winning every single year. Steph is going to go ahead and win another MVP, averaging 31, 10, and 8. I believe that might be 4 or 5. It is his 5th MVP in his career. The Rookie of the Year to LaMelo Ball, the 6th man to Nikola Vucevic, and the DPOI back to LeBron. On the first team, we have Steph, Russ, KD, Anthony Davis, and Jokic yet again. As the Warriors are going to continue to be the 1 seed in the West, we went 62 and 20, and in the East, it was the Indiana Pacers, who still have Russ and KD on the squad, still yet to win a ring though. And somehow the Utah Jazz are going to beat us in the very first round in Game 7, as the Detroit Pistons Pistons will win the NBA title. Chris Bosh is your finals MVP in the year 2021 as they would defeat the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games in the finals. Evan Mobley is going to go first overall to the Thunder. Scotty Barnes has gone to the Rockets. Cade Cunningham to the Grizzlies. Şengün will be going to the Nuggets, Jalen Green to the Magic, the Cum Bucket, Jonathan Kuminga to the Celtics, Jalen Suggs to the Grizzlies. Steph Curry now is 33 years old, but still a 97 overall, one of the best players in the world, actually the best player, and it's not even close. The next closest is Anthony Davis at a 94. Russ is also 94. KD's up there. Luka's up to a 92. LeBron has kind of fallen off at this point at 36 years old. He's only a 91. Never left Cleveland at all. Steph is going to go on and tie Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most MVPs in history. He would average 35, 11, and 8. The Rookie of the Year is going to go to the Cum Bucket, the sixth man to Dame Lillard. And Joel Embiid is going to win the Defensive Player of the Year award. On the first team, now we have Steph, Russ, Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons, of all people. I mean, he did average 21 and 11 a game. I don't know if that's still good enough for the first team. Joel also made the first team, only averaging 16 and 12, though. The Warriors are going to end up being the 3 seed, going 54 and 28. Phoenix was the best in the West, and in the East, it was the Milwaukee Bucks. And we are going to end up losing in the second round in Game 7 to the Timberwolves, as the Indiana Pacers will go on and win an NBA title. Kevin Durant is your finals MVP. They swept the Lakers in the finals. At Holmgren will be going 3rd overall to the Raptors. Paolo Banchero to the Spurs. Keegan Murray will be going to the Celtics. Benedict Mathurin to the Hawks. Steph now has slightly dropped down to a 96 overall. He is 34 years old, and we only have a couple more years left until Steph Curry calls it a career. I mean, obviously, he's not going to call it a career in real life, but we are simulating up to real life. Steph is going to end up breaking Kareem's record for the most MVPs in history at 7, as he averages 33, 10, and 8. The Rookie of the Year will go to Paolo Banchero, the sixth man to John Collins. Joel Embiid is going to win the Defensive Player of the Year award yet again. Now, on the first team, we obviously have Steph. Russ is there, KD, Luka, who is now averaging 24, 9, and 7 a game, and we do still have Boogie Cousins, an older Boogie Cousins. Golden State is going to drop down to the 5 seed, going 51 and 31. And unfortunately, the Phoenix Suns are going to beat us in the second round in 6 games, as they would go on and win the championship. Devin Booker is your finals MVP, averaging 32 a game. They beat the Raptors in Game 7. Now, for the final season of the video, Steph is going to be a 96 overall, 35 years old, just like he is in real life. Kevin Love now is down to an 89. Klay Thompson is kind of washed, just like he is in real life, but he is an 87. Draymond is God knows where. I think he left a couple years ago. I don't even remember. Steph Curry is just going to keep dominating as he wins another MVP, this time averaging 28, 10, and 7. The Rookie of the Year to this guy, the sixth man to Zach LaVine, and Kevin Durant is going to win the Defensive Player of the Year award. On the first team, we have Steph, KD, DeAndre Ayton, Zion, and De'Aaron Fox. Warriors would end up being the 1 seed as we went 60 and 22 in the East. It was the Atlanta Hawks who won 62 games. And the Phoenix Suns swept their ass in the second round. As the Pistons will go on and win the title, Karl Anthony Towns is your finals MVP, averaging 28 and 10. They beat the Timberwolves in Game 7. And that is going to do it for Steph Curry's career as a 7-footer here in the NBA. I mean, honestly, he was probably even better than he was in real life. A 4-time champ, just like in real life. But instead, he's going to win 8 MVPs and 3 finals MVPs. He only has 1. 13-time All-Star, 11 times on the first team All-NBA. For his career, he's going to average 29, 9, and 6 a game on 50, 40, 90 shooting. He will finish with 32,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 7,000 assists. He will finish as the 14th leading scorer in NBA history. And surprisingly, he didn't have the most threes all time. Instead, it's going to be Kyle Lowry with 4,500. Steph will have the second most triple-doubles all time with 142. For 50-point games, he would end up 4th all time with 26, and 40-point games, 3rd all time with 161. And that'll do it for this video, boys. We went ahead and made Steph Curry a 7-foot monster, an absolute demigod, and he was better in the simulation than he was in real life. Won the same amount of rings, more finals MVPs, more MVPs, and he's gonna finish as one of the best players in the history of the game, just like he will in real life. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe and like the video. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.